Hi, everybody. How are y'all doing today? So, as you know, we have a special guest, and I'm so privileged to have her here. I just want to remind everybody to please, 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 please be kind to her. She's taken a lot of flack over the last 6 months. Sounds like a plan, Miss Tina. Oh, sassy goldfish. So let's please be respectful to Jenna while she's here. She didn't have to come on. She doesn't get involved in any cases like Summer's, even though she started out talking about Summer. I did pin her channel to the top, and I also wanted to pin her Cash App at the top. She asked me not to, but I told her that I really appreciated her time and wanted to do that if someone felt led to donate to her. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this in the chat, and this is only for Jenna right now, okay? So whenever she gets here, she'll just click on that and we'll get her up here. But I just want to please, please, please ask y'all. I've bragged on my subs about how great y'all are, and that she will be treated with respect. So as soon as she gets here, we will get going. She's going to click the link and come up. But just please, hello, Aussie. I really hope that y'all can just please be kind to her. She doesn't have to be here. She's doing this as a favor to me, and I think she has a lot of good things to say. She's one of the ones that gave us the first insight to Dawn and Candus, and so just asking everyone to please be kind when she gets here. She's supposed to be on her way right now. And as soon as she gets here, I'll turn my face off. I don't know that if I can. Hey, Jenna. I just posted the link above you. I don't know if I can do a live and look at myself. So I'm going to put my avatar back on. But just please, 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 hello, Miss Denise. Just please be respectful and kind to her. And I know y'all will. I don't even have to tell you. But I do appreciate you all. Okay. So I will pull her up and we'll get started. Uh-oh. No, wrong thing. Doggone. Oh, hold on. Hello, Teresa. Just everybody, please be kind to this lady. Hi, Jenna.
Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can. So everyone's going to be. Oh, good. Okay. All right. So we've got one of your mods in chat. So maybe if for tonight, if you see anyone being disrespectful, which I don't think so, because we have some very good people over here in this subbing to this channel. I haven't had any problems, so I don't think we're going to have any problems tonight. So
you got all my mods in chat actually.
Awesome. Well, hello, mods. She come prepared.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So I don't know if you heard, but I was just telling them that you've had a lot of flack over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Due to you doing what you felt is right.
Right.
And so I expect everyone to be kind and considerate to you. So
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yes, absolutely. Hello, Charlie girl.
Hey everyone.
Well,
Thank y'all for coming.
I want you to know that I appreciate you coming on. and taking this time to talk with us. Uh oh, she's muted. She probably did
I
that.
said thank you for. I accidentally hit it. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I told you I'm kind of nervous about this interview.
We got lick lick pop in here.
Yeah.
um, okay, so okay, so I want to. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Okay,
Okay.
um, it's nice to meet you too, Aussie. So when you first contacted Candus,
Uh-huh.
correct me if I'm wrong. You did not think she had anything to do with this, right? You were just
Correct.
reaching out to her as one mother to another, right?
Yes, I thought that she was somewhat like me. I thought that she was just someone who kept to herself. I didn't think she had anything to do with it at all. So yeah,
Okay,
you're exactly right.
right. That's what I remembered. And I apologize that I'm making you talk about this again, but I was telling the chat that after you came out and hi Mandy, good to have you here. After you came out and started talking, I lost my train of thought. You weren't you mostly FaceTimed with her, is that correct?
That is correct. That's how we
Okay,
communicated.
okay.
FaceTime, um, and also we text through Facebook. Um, she had my phone number, but I never had her phone number.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm not going to look at chat too much right now, so just be kind, okay, everybody? I know I don't have to tell you that. Um, this is just an innocent woman that got caught up in a whole situation, and she decided to come out with her for her to clear her own conscience. Am I right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, actually, Candace was the one that sent me, but
Oh,
it
that's
just
right.
then it everybody started asking me questions, and Candace told me not to respond to that question, and I did, and that's when our friendship ended.
Okay. Okay. I think I do kind of remember something like that. It's been a while since you've spoken with us about any of this, so I'll just we'll just kind of go step by step, okay? And if you
Okay.
don't want to answer anything, feel free. Just say I don't want to answer it, okay?
Okay.
But I personally never doubted anything that you said, and I know that there's a lot of people that I speak to also feel the same way. So, okay. Were you ever talking to Candace while the boys were still in the home?
No, I was not.
Okay, so this when did you actually start talking to her?
It was in late July.
July. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was fairly early on, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you never did see any communications like how they talked to the boys or anything like that.
No, I never seen the boys.
Okay. And did she ever tell you about CPS being involved?
She did tell me that the boys were in protected custody, and
Did she tell you why she thought they were in protective custody?
at first she said because they didn't feel safe, but later on when we got comfortable, she said it was because her and Don failed a drug test.
Okay, which we all know that because when they had the lie detector and all of that, they tested positive for methamphetamines and alcohol, of course, and marijuana.
Yes,
Um,
right,
so we know that. So that's not new, but she did start out telling you something different.
correct.
Okay. At some point, did you start to feel like something wasn't right when you were talking with them and interacting with them?
I did. When I first contacted Candace, she wasn't. I actually contacted her through Don. Um, I called him after the Chris McDonough interview, and I got a hold of him, and Candace was sitting right there beside of him. And I actually wanted to be a friend to her.
Right.
The thing that I noticed was there was never no emotions um, between neither one of them,
Even from the very beginning.
even from the very beginning.
And we've all noticed that when you go all the way back to the first interview that Dawn did, the resurrection, and then you got Candus and Dawn conflicting stories right there in front of the news, and there's no tears or anything like that. Welcome everybody. Can you tell me, since you FaceTimed with them, did you ever physically see them doing drugs? I know we all have seen them drinking, but have you ever seen them doing drugs?
I did.
Are you familiar enough with what they were doing to let us know what kind of drugs they were doing?
Well, I know one was methamphetamine, was meth.
Okay. Hey, Venomous.
And Don's favorite drug is cocaine.
And how did he use cocaine? Did he shoot it? Did he snort it? Or how did he do that? Do you know?
Yeah. He snorted it.
He did? Okay. And did they do that often?
I'm only seen him do it like probably 3 or 4, maybe 4 times at the most.
Okay. But they did drink all the time, right?
Oh, yes. They're drinking. Candace started drinking. She would drink water and like all day until about 6 o'clock at night. And then she would start drinking R&R and Mountain Dew.
Gotcha. Which we've seen.
Yeah.
Even when she tries to hide it, we see it. But okay, so you did answer this next question, but did you ever see her physically upset at any point over Summer's disappearance or her losing the boys? Have you ever seen her cry over that?
No.
Not once.
Not once.
Okay.
I've seen her cry over Dawn.
Yes,
but
I have
not
too.
her kids.
Okay. All right. That's concerning. I think we've all been concerned over that. I think that's one of the reasons that people even started looking at them is because of the lack of emotions, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were FaceTiming her, did you ever see any other people at the house?
I did.
Do you know who any of those people are?
One of them that I know was Dale. That was closer to the end of our friendship. I seen a lot of other people that would come over and clean our house.
Okay, so like volunteering to like help. They were starting to try to fix their house up at that time.
Yes.
Okay. And did she ever tell you about any problems that they had with any of the neighbors? Like, did they have any conflicts with anyone around them that they mentioned, that she mentioned?
No, she never mentioned. I asked her about her friendship with Jody Sue. She said that her and Jody Sue wasn't close. That Dawn helped Jody Sue out a lot by taking her to the store and stuff like that. But other than that, she said Jody Sue never came to her house.
Okay. And she never spoke of Andy or Dawn?
No.
Neither one?
She never spoke of Andy to me.
Okay. And did you ever hear them use the name Frank Light at any time? Or did you see Frank Light at their house at any time?
I did hear them mention the lights.
Do you remember the context in which you heard?
Yes, I heard that it was one day that I had called on FaceTime and Don and Candace was actually going to see the lights, supposedly looking for Summer.
Okay. And this had to have been like at least a month after she disappeared, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So they were still going over to the lights because he went to the lights the very day that Summer went missing. So they were continuing to go over to the light.
Yeah. When I talked to her, she was very upset. She wasn't like crying or nothing, but she said that I didn't know that she had went to the lights before, but she said that she found out about them. She did not know they were staying down there. So they was going down there to talk
Okay. And when you say down there, where do you mean? Do you mean on Light Road Holler or do you mean on the
to
property?
on their property, to the lights property.
Okay, to the Lights property. Okay. Okay. But she didn't know they were staying at their own property?
She told me she did not even know they were near that area.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Because my understanding is that they had quite a bit to do with them, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, now we have seen this, um, but you may have seen this like a little bit more in a more intimate setting about Dawn and Candace like physically abusing each other.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it from both sides?
Actually I did. To be
And
honest with you, when they would get to drinking, they would abuse each other.
would you say it was equally, or would Dawn be the aggressor, or would it just kind of
No, well, Candace was the aggressor, to be honest with you,
okay?
because when she gets drunk, she would taunt him like a child,
Okay.
and he would tell her to leave him alone.
Okay.
But that was a lot of times. But one time we was on FaceTime, and he just came out and punched her
Where did he punch her at?
in her arm, and she punched him back, and I was like, wow.
Just out of the blue, huh?
Just out of the blue. I was like, you know, that was really odd to me.
Yeah, well, I've been in an abusive relationship, and I've had that done to me. So like I can believe that happens, but I was not like I never fought back, you know. But
Yeah, I couldn't fight back. I tried my best to.
too
I was
scared. Yeah, much stronger, you know. Um,
right.
so you saw both of them kind of instigating each other. It wasn't
Yes.
just one or the other.
No, it was both of them.
Okay. And did you ever hear when you were on FaceTime with them, like Dawn and Candace ever talking about Summer at all?
I did. I would ask her about summer and stuff like that. She would show me things that she purchased, and it was a purple globe that had like a winter, like a snow globe
Yeah.
that had like a rose in it. I think it was, and she said she got this for summer. And then Don's like, "Well, I don't know why you're buying that for her because she's not coming back. She's gone."
Would you say that was in July when that
That was
conversation happened?
Yes, that was when we first began talking.
Okay, okay. And no emotions though. No,
No emotions at all.
no emotions. Okay. That's hard for me as a parent to understand, you know. Well, did she ever talk about the falling out between her and Allie?
She did actually. She said that Ali accused her of messing with Jose, which she said did not happen,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
that's where they fell out at.
Okay. But she said she did not. It did not happen.
Yes, she said it did not happen.
Okay. I did hear uh, on Andrew Hilt's channel just the other day, Allie and him having a conversation, and she would say something about Candace crawling in the bed with Jose to like snuggle or whatever. She never mentioned anything like that.
No, she did not mention that to me.
Okay. And trigger warning, y'all. This whole thing really is a trigger warning. So, did she ever tell you about a physical relationship between her and Hunter?
She did.
Okay. So she admitted that that happened.
Yes, she did.
Okay. And what was her demeanor when talking about that?
Well, she was drunk and we was talking because, during the day she had a different attitude, and when she started drinking, that's when she started talking. And she, to be honest with you, she would talk and talk and talk, and then the next day she wouldn't remember what she had even said.
Okay. Yeah. So
So we,
she would black out.
yeah,
Okay. Do you think she remembers telling you about that?
to be honest with you, she probably doesn't.
Did y'all ever have a talk about that, like when she was sober, and her say, "What? What are you talking about?" or anything like that?
I did, and also as another incident that happened when she was drinking, she told me some things, and then the next day it was like, I didn't say that. Well, yes, you did say that. You said it to me.
Right, because you don't drink, right?
No, I don't drink. I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to people to know that in case they didn't. Do you can you elaborate on what you heard that time that she didn't
Well,
remember?
she had told me that she thought Don had something to do with Summer being missing.
Okay. Okay.
I called her. She was like, I think Don has something to do with it. And I was like, what do you mean? And she really didn't go into details, but she was talking about like the Mexican border,
Right.
the Mexican cartel or whatever it is. And then
Right.
the next day it's like, okay, well that same day I was like, okay, well we're gonna go to the police department
Mhm.
and we're gonna let them know everything. And
Okay.
then I offered her a place to come to my house, and she told me, she said, if I go in the police department, I will not come out.
Did you take that as she knows something also?
I did take that as she knew something, because I asked her, I said, why wouldn't you come out? She said, because they would lock me up.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I remember that. Okay, we'll get back to the Mexican cartel thing in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Did she ever mention drinking with Hunter? Did she ever admit that to you?
She did. She said that she would buy him drinks.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever heard of did she ever tell you about Dawn drinking or doing any drugs with other children, young adults that might come up there? Hi, Jennifer.
No, no, she did not mention to me. She was like, she would not mention that to me about him doing that with any other child.
Okay. Okay. Because I did hear an interview with Sherry, um, which is Hunter's grandmother and his mother. And his grandmother said something about that Dawn would give alcohol to her younger grandchildren, which were in the age like 8 and 9 years old. So I
Yeah.
wondered if they had said anything like that to you.
No, she didn't mention anything like that to me.
Okay. And but they drank every day, right?
Oh yeah, every day.
Okay. Did she ever mention, do you know who Crystal is?
No.
Okay. Crystal is someone that used to stay there, and she actually had a child with a man by the name of David Britt. And I was going to ask you if you knew what that falling about is all about. So you don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Did are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
I know,
okay.
okay, I know I'm asking you a lot of stuff here.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Uh, did she ever mention the pregnancy before summer? The one that she gave up for adoption?
No, she did not. No, she
Okay.
did.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that answers that. Um, did she ever mention having twins in Arkansas that you
No,
okay. All right. Um, did she ever talk to you about Don Jr. coming and visiting them?
no, she did not.
Okay. All right. Did she ever discuss with you the type of relationship between her mother and herself?
She did.
She did. And
Yes.
how did she describe her mother?
Excuse my language.
No, just
She
say it. We're all adults.
she called her a bitch. She said she didn't like her mom.
Did she talk about her childhood with you?
Yes. Yes.
Would you feel comfortable sharing some of that?
Yes. Her mom left her, raised her with her stepfather because Rose's dad is not her dad. Her mom just had told her that that wasn't her father.
Oh,
Um,
so how did she react to that?
it hurt her. Um, because she does her mom told her her dad's name, but she couldn't remember to tell me who her real father's name is.
Okay, that's got to be tough as a young girl. And
Yeah.
did she say how old she was when her mom left?
She didn't she said, but I don't want to like say because I cannot remember.
Okay.
But it was at a young age. She said her mom left her.
So she's got a sister named Jeannie too, right?
And I did not even know that, to be honest with you.
I think. Um, we'll go back through these questions over here towards the end if y'all don't mind, and then and then we'll address that. Okay, let me just get through this, and then we'll if Jenna feels up to it, we'll see if she'll take some questions. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so her mother left her with her stepdad, so that wasn't even her biological father.
No, and she did not find out until she was an adult that that wasn't her biological father.
Hmm. Hmm. How did he treat her?
She said that he treated her different. He treated her like an outcast.
Oh, that would be tough, and your mom leaves you with somebody like that.
Yeah.
No essay during her childhood that you know
Yes.
of? Yeah, there
Yes.
was.
There was by her uncle.
Is it Grandis's brother?
Yes.
Okay, I always suspected that because he's got a terrible, terrible record. He's a horrible man, you know. You were talking to her after Grandis left, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did her now I've heard conflicting stories. I heard originally that Grandis went to set her brother up after he got out of the facility, we'll call it. And then we heard that she went to take care of her aunt. Do you know which of those two stories are true?
I think she said she wanted to take care of her aunt because her brother hadn't got out. Her brother was getting out closer to the time that we ended our friendship
Oh,
because she sent me a picture of him saying he's about to get out.
okay, okay. And did she say how her mom treated her. Did she ever tell her mom about Warren doing that to her as a child?
She did.
And what was her mother's response? Do you know?
They didn't believe her.
Really?
Yeah,
See, I think that's, if something like that happens to a child, in my opinion, you got to believe the child. You know what I mean? Because
exactly.
children don't just make that kind of stuff up.
No,
Maybe coached by somebody, but this guy is a bad guy, and I always wondered if she was around him very much when she was younger. Do you know that if was she very close to her siblings?
no, she was not close to her siblings.
Okay.
She, I asked her about her sister,
Mm-hmm.
and she showed me. She has a picture of her on her wall.
Correct. And did she show any animosity towards her, or does she speak fondly of her?
At that time, she spoke fondly of her. I
Okay.
didn't think she had any animosity towards her, but I heard her say how she felt about her sister, and it really kind of shocked me.
Right, right. I agree. Did so her mother favored Rose over Candace as
Yes,
well? So I guess that probably created a lot of anger in Candace.
yes.
Okay. And did you ever see Grandis over there at their house when you were talking?
No,
Okay.
Grandis didn't come
Oh,
back,
that's right.
and
She left. You're right. Yep. Yep.
yeah, so
Okay. Did trigger warning? Did she ever mention that she suspected any kind of inappropriate contact with Summer?
I asked. She said
And
no. She
okay.
said no.
Did she ever say that she felt Dawn paid more attention to her than the boys?
Yes, she
Okay.
did.
Okay. And how did that make her feel? Do you know?
She was excited about it. She wasn't like upset about it or anything.
Okay. Okay. Did well, I kind of feel like she had kind of a crappy childhood, in my opinion.
She did.
And um, was her stepdad physically abusive? Did he like beat her or anything?
He did.
He did. Lord, I'd like to beat him. Uh, did he beat the other siblings?
No, just
Just her.
her.
Okay.
She was like an outcast.
Okay. Hmm. That's that's bad. Do you know if her mother stayed in contact with her when she was in Las Vegas with her girlfriend?
No, she did not.
Okay. And did she have a lot of friends growing up? Do you know?
She did not.
Okay.
She always got picked on.
Okay. So she's got a low self-esteem.
Yes, she does.
Okay. And I think that would explain why she wants friends so badly that care
Yeah.
about her. And I know you did care about her, correct?
Yeah. Yes, yes, I do. I did, and I still do. To be honest with you, I mean,
I know. I know. And especially when you go through some of the things that she's gone through, like I can empathize with her, like being physically abused, you know.
right?
Did she ever talk about the man that she had the first two kids with?
Yes, she did.
And Can you tell us the dynamics of that relationship?
Yes. Somebody she met in the carnival, because
Oh,
that's where Candace was in the carnival.
was that
Um,
in Wisconsin?
I cannot remember the location.
Okay, okay.
Um, she said that he was a drug user, um, and very abusive to her. I didn't know she had a son.
Really? She never mentioned the boy?
Never mentioned him, only mentioned her daughter.
Well, that's interesting. What did she Melinda, you made it back. I will address all the comments at a later time if that's okay with y'all. Um, what did she have to say about her daughter?
She said that I asked her what happened with her children, with her daughter. She said that she was in an abusive relationship, plus her boyfriend was using drugs. So this is the story she gave me. She said she left them with her father, who is actually her stepfather.
The one that
And
was abusive to her.
yes,
Okay.
and he took them to state custody.
Oh, he didn't even want to keep them. He turned them over.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Yeah. Did she ever? So if she didn't mention the little boy she had, I guess she didn't talk about the physical abuse that he took.
No, she did not mention. I didn't even know she had an older son.
That's sad. Did she? How did she say how the ex treated her daughter?
She didn't. She just said that he was abusive, so she didn't want her kids in that environment. So it was easier for her to leave them with her father than for them to be in that type of situation.
Okay. So I had heard once upon a time that Rose was adopted. So that's not true.
No, not true.
So she just Grandis had Rose with this man, her stepfather. So
Yes.
that is Grandis's. They are actual blood sisters or half
Yes.
blood. Okay.
Have yes.
Okay. And so, all right. Was her stepfather, did her stepfather essay her too? Do you know?
She did not tell me that.
Okay.
He was just very abusive,
Okay. Verbally and physically.
verbally and physically.
Okay. Okay. All right. So she's not close with her mother. Did she say how it made her feel when her mother left after Summer disappeared?
She says she's glad she's gone.
Okay. Is her mother very controlling?
She says she is.
Okay.
Says she's very mean.
Okay. Which Hunter said that she was mean. So she's not like this, like loving, attentive grandmother and mother.
No.
Okay. Okay. Did she? Okay, we'll move on from that. Did she ever mention that they had guns in the house?
She told me that her mom has the guns in her camper.
Okay, but there are some there on the property.
Yes, there is.
Okay. I'm just going to take a quick uh, pause here, and I just want y'all to know Jenna did not ask me to do this. She actually told me no, but I wanted to do this because I really appreciated her taking the time to come talk with us. I did put her Cash App pin to the top and her channel, Jenna's Journey,
Did
at
you?
the top. And if you would like to go, she does not talk about crimes. Um, it's kind of a healing atmosphere over there. People talk about like domestic violence and different topics. and they have a lot of fun over there. So, want y'all to go check her out, her channel out, and if you feel led, she did not want me to do this, but I wanted to put her Cash App up there. If anybody feels led to make a donation to her, okay? All right. So, um, did she ever talk about Tim Mullins? Because Tim was in the picture at that time. Did she ever talk
Tim
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 Mullins?
didn't come in. Tim didn't come into the picture until they went to California.
Okay. And you actually talked to them when they were out in California, correct?
Yes, correct.
Did she say how they got involved with Tim?
No, she did not.
How, do
She
you
did,
know how she felt about him stepping in like that?
at the time I didn't even know that he was their manager, to be honest with you. He just, from what I understood, he was a news that this is what she told me, that he was a news reporter that went out with them to California.
Okay. And that was that the first time they had any dealings with him at all?
That's the first time I knew. I don't
Okay.
know if they had any dealings with him before.
Okay. Did she say how she felt about him in any way? Did she get like did she feel fine about him? Was she comfortable with him, or did she express any kind of hesitation or anything?
No, she felt fine with him.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's interesting. Did she ever mention to you that her and Dawn owed any money to anybody?
She said Don owed money.
Did she say how much he owed, or did she not?
I
Or
have the amount, but it's in text, and I'm not in my messages right
okay.
now to say, and
Is
I don't
it
want to say
is
the wrong
it
amount.
is it upwards of 25,000 or a lower amount?
It was somewhere in that amount. I
Okay.
think a certain part of it. No, it was 30,000,
Okay. Okay.
and some of it was paid, and
Okay.
they only owed a certain amount left.
Okay. And did they say what that money was for?
No, she did not tell me.
Okay. Do you know of any time while you were talking to her where they got a lump sum of money?
Don always had money.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this is just something I'm curious about. Um, I know that she's, rebel pride. Rebel pride. She's always got the Confederate flag somewhere,
Yeah,
and we've heard Dawn use racial slurs. But have you
yeah.
ever heard her use a racial slur?
No, she has not to me, because of my national, for my ethnicity plus my
Yeah.
children, she never used that word.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Because you're part Cherokee, right? Cherokee?
Yeah, I'm Cherokee, and my children are African American and Cherokee.
And your kids are beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so you did say that he treated Summer different from the boys.
Yes.
Okay. Um, all right. I heard you mention an incident. Trigger warning again. I'll just keep reminding y'all. Um, I heard you mention an incident with a kitten, and you were on a FaceTime with her when this particular thing happened. And this is graphic, but can you tell us about that day and what you saw?
Yes. I was on the phone with Candus, and they had two little kittens that the boys had brought home from, like, I guess down the road. It was too early for the mom, and to be away from the mom. And one of the kittens had passed away on the table. It had got really sick, and the other one lived. And she turned the camera over. The cat was sitting on his knee, and he had a lighter, and he was putting it towards the cat, trying to get the cat to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why is he doing that? And she's like, he does stuff like that.
And how did that make her feel? Did she say?
No, she was laughing about it.
Okay. And do you know if there's any truth at all to Jose stating that they would just throw out like 2 cups of food for all those animals to fight over? You
To
may
be
not.
honest with you, I don't know if that's any truth or not, but when I seen them, people were donating all kinds of dog food and stuff. But that
Mhm.
was after all this happened, so
Right.
it possibly could have happened. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if it's true or not.
And Candace was laughing about him trying to burn the cat.
Yes,
Okay. How did that make you feel being a
it made me
bystander?
it made me upset to be honest with you, because I told him to stop. I said that's not funny. You know, it's not funny at all.
No, it's not. Um, did you hear a lot of barking from the dogs when you were on the phone with them?
Oh yes, all the time.
Okay. And you say people are in and out of the house, but mainly like, trying to fix it up. How about at night when they started drinking? Did they have people coming over?
They did. It was a group of women that came over. Um, they would get drunk and cook out. You
Okay.
know,
Do you know any of those people or
I
any
don't.
can you
I
remember any names?
I cannot remember any names to be honest with you,
Okay.
and I don't want to say the wrong name.
Right. No, no, I wouldn't want you to. Yeah, I'm not. If you don't know, we'll just skip right on over it. No big deal. Okay. I remember hearing you speak of a time that you and Candace had a conversation about Dawn going to Mexico, and
Yes,
she was on the internet or something. Can you tell us about that?
yes, that was the day that she said that she thinks Don had something to do with Summer being gone. She was trying to look up on the internet how far it is to the Mexican border.
Okay. And is that all she said about that?
And that's, yeah, basically she thinks that Don, she kept saying, I think Don done something with Summer. I think Don done something with Summer. And she literally was like Googling how far it is to the Mexican border.
Okay. But at the same time, she said she's not going to the police because she would be locked up too.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So, was there anything that either she or Dawn ever said that you kind of made your hair stand up or you found shocking?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I was coming inside. What'd you
Oh, it's
say?
okay. Um, was there anything that either she or Dawn ever said that you found like that shocked you or didn't sit right with you?
A lot of things, to be honest with you. I can name a lot.
Could you
Um,
name a few if you don't mind?
yeah, well, one of them was when they made the phone call to Mary.
Yeah.
That's when my whole perception changed, because I did not know the phone conversation, because we had spoke the night before, the same night she made that phone call.
Mhm.
So the next day I'm waking up to a phone call, you know, of a hysterical Candus saying Don has been taken. So I call her and I asked her, I said, what is this video about? The whole phone call, you're sitting here crying. And she's like, I got that bitch.
Huh.
We needed to find out who the leak was. And then that was one of them. That was when my whole perception about this, about them, like, do I believe anything that they're saying? Another, I don't want to talk about too much about the boys, but she did tell me, um, the police wanted Candace to come back and do another polygraph test.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn told her she was not going back to do one.
Okay.
Um,
And do you know if that was performed by Hawkins County, or do you know if it was performed by TBI or anything like that?
Hawkins County wanted her to come back and do a polygraph test.
Okay. Okay.
And
Is
then
there,
also okay,
go ahead.
she,
No, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask if there was anything else that didn't sit right with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they went and visited the boys, and the caretakers of the boys were supposed to meet them halfway. Well, they end up having to drive a little bit farther than what they expected, and they said that they will not go back and visit the boys if they have to drive that far again.
Well, that's sad. Do you know if they called the boys on a regular basis?
Um, Candace would call them. She would have a time that she could call them, like certain days or every day around a certain time. She could call them and talk to them over like the phone or FaceTime or whatever with them. And she told me about several occasions that she did talk to them, but she made a comment to me that the boys did not want to come home.
Okay, I've heard that. Yeah. And did she say how that made her feel?
No, I mean, she really didn't.
Because I know if your kids or my kids said that to us, that would hurt.
Oh man, it would break my heart to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
But no,
it would.
it was never no emotion. Um, it was no emotions at all. Anger, yeah, I've seen a lot of anger, but as far as like brokenness, I didn't
Mhm.
see that.
Did did you see her go from being like in a good mood to instantly being angry?
I did.
You did.
I did. Most of the time, it was when she was sitting there, and then Don got home, and he would give her a look, and then they would just go at it.
Hmm.
Or we'll be on the phone. He'll be upstairs talking on the phone to other females, and we were talking fine, then all of a sudden she'll just go up and spaz out.
Right. Well, I can almost understand that. If my husband was on the phone with someone I
Most
wouldn't like.
definitely.
I mean, I can get that, but and I know that there were a lot of women contacting him too,
Yes.
and I'm sure we can all think of a few right offhand.
Yes, he was
Um,
contacting a lot of women.
yeah. And in their relationship, did she ever, besides the one we talked about, did she talk about like hooking up with other men during their relationship?
No.
Okay. What about, and did she say Dawn did?
She said that Don cheated on her. Um, and Don was planning on leaving her.
Right. For a YouTube creator,
Yes.
we won't name names here, but I think we know who we're talking about. So is there any, okay, how did Candace feel about the accusations that Jeannie and Mary made against Dawn? Did she say anything about that specifically?
Oh yes.
Did she
She did.
believe it?
she didn't really, I mean, she didn't really say that she didn't believe it. She was just saying that they needed to leave him alone, because they're trying to ruin his life. It was basically like, me and Don are in this together. And that
Right.
was at certain moments, but then the next moment is like, he's leaving me and we're done,
Right.
but that was when she was drunk.
Right.
But when she was but when she was sober, it's like all me and Don.
So, do you think that just by what you've observed, and this is just, this will be just your opinion, but do you think that they are together because they love each other, or are they're together because it's what they're comfortable with?
I think it's because they're comfortable. Candace feels comfortable. She feels security with Don.
Okay. So she's willing to overlook a lot of his behaviors
Yes.
to stay there.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that might be relevant or um, to you that no one has asked you that you would like us to know?
We think.
Because
Yes, I do.
okay, because no matter how small, it might mean something, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that I am the one that spotted a little girl that looked just like Summer. I had hope, even though of my thought about knowing how Don and Candace are.
Hmm.
I still had hope that Summer is still alive. And
Right. I think we
everybody,
all hope for that, you know?
everybody wants to know, well, if you think that they done something to her, why'd you call and say that there was a child that you seen? Because this child looked just like Summer.
Was that in Georgia?
Yeah, it was in Georgia.
Okay. And this is when they were out in California, correct?
Correct.
And what was her response to that?
She got off the phone. I contacted her and I said, there is a child here that looks just like Summer. She got her PIs to call me. Her PIs contacted me and they got the police here right away. But she wasn't upset or anything. She just got her PIs to contact me and they did. And come to find out, it wasn't her. And then when I contacted her back, I mean, she wasn't upset.
Wow.
That it meant she wasn't upset. And I know people will say, well, if you think that she's gone, why would you call? Because you still have hope. You want to hope that this baby is still alive.
Absolutely. I think so many of us hope that every day. I know that we all pray for her every day, you know? And did Dawn react to um, a possible summer sighting?
No, Don was not even, he was too busy doing Don. They was outside the hotel smoking.
Hmm. And what was your thoughts? Now you've been talking to her for months now, and now I know that the cornbread mafia isn't like what is named, but I do know that there is organized crime over there. What do you, just through my own research, but what did you think of her falling apart at that moment when she hasn't cried like that for Summer?
Oh my word. When I seen that, I sent her a message. That was my last message to her. and we haven't spoke since October. And I don't know, I can't remember when that aired, but I messaged her and I told her, I said, I just seen you on Dr. Phil, and I seen your reaction. I've never seen you act like that before. And I said, you are the only one that can be the voice for Summer. You need to go to the police and tell them everything you know.
And do you think she knows something?
Yes, I truly believe she knows something.
I do too. Um, is there anything else that you can think of that hasn't been brought out or that you've talked about with anyone?
No, I pretty much told my whole story. If anybody has questions, I'd be willing to take a couple.
Okay.
And
Well, I've got a few more.
okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
I was
you're
trying to
fine.
everything I could think of. um, okay. Again, I'm just going to give a shout out. At pinned at the top of the chat is Jenna's journey, the link to her channel. If you will, please go check her out and like and subscribe. And also, I'm getting to that, Miss Tina. And also, I asked Dale, please. I asked everyone at the beginning of this to please be respectful. Over here, that's the way we do, even if we don't agree. Okay? So please,
It's fine. It's fine.
no, it's really not because it's not. You're my guest, and I really would appreciate if everyone for the duration of this show or whatever you want to call it, please be respectful. Okay. So now I haven't been able to find any actual proof that Dawn and Candace actually are married. Like on when I do pull a background check, it doesn't show that they are actually married.
Yeah.
So, do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
She told me they were married. They were together. They've been together for 14 years.
Right, right. That would be about right. Can you tell me ha, has she ever mentioned to you that her and Dawn, uh, or Dawn, that Rose was ever around them, ever at any point in their relationship?
She just mentioned that they stayed close to each other at one time. That's all she mentioned.
Okay, but she didn't. Um, but she didn't say that Dawn had ever met her.
No, she didn't.
Okay. All right. Okay. Um, and so the dynamics of their house is pretty much just sort of like, are they more of like a platonic, like more of a friendship, or like party buddies, or did you ever see any like like affection towards each other?
No, there was no affection towards each other.
Okay, okay. And if you don't mind me asking, in your opinion, what do you think might could have happened to Summer?
Well, I had got this is my opinion. Okay, I was on the phone with Candus. I got the creators wrong. I think it was Critical K that got a hold to someone that was talking close with grandma's friend. And what had stated was that grandma Summer wasn't feeling well. And they got home. Grandma went in to her camper, took a nap. The boys came out and got the groceries. Candace called Dawn. Summer didn't get out of the vehicle. Candace called Dawn and said that they were going to meet and Dawn was going to take her to the hospital. Candace and Summer left and met Dawn. and Candus came back by herself.
Now, is this in regards to the text messages that was between Grandma and somebody else, or is this
Yeah,
something that
this
Candace told
this is no. This is something that I was on FaceTime with them when this story got out.
you? Okay.
And Don came in. I was FaceTiming Candace. Don came in from work. He was mad. He's like, your mom done told this is his exact words, the bitch done told everything.
Okay.
And I didn't know what was going on. So he Candace looks at him like really strange. She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, your mama has done told everything. And she's like, no way. She's like, somebody then went into her page or either said something wrong, and she said mama wouldn't do that. So she hurried up off the phone with me, and she said, I gotta call my PIs. So when I get off the phone with her, I didn't even hear this. But then when I go find this and hear what was said, that's what they was talking about. But
Okay.
but Don was very upset because he straight said the bitch done told everything.
Okay. Do you think that Candace intentionally gave something to Summer to make her sleepy?
I can't answer that.
Okay. And did she ever talk to you about that missing time? Or I guess if this were true, then she went to meet, meet Dawn, and from there we don't know what happened.
Well,
But
well,
that
when
would
we first started talking, her timeline was what she told everybody on the news. That was her timeline.
right,
But then, the time didn't start adding up. And then come to find out that Hunter, when I found out that what she told on the news or in the interview, when she told me that Hunter came back to the house with them, I
so
mean,
okay, let me ask you a question, because this is something just since Grandma's. Did you see Grandma's interview?
I did.
Okay. So what I was wondering is, okay, so Candace took Grandma to the doctors, and
Right.
then she went to pick up Hunter. Now, I've wondered if she brought Grandma back to the house after picking up the prescription, because they waited for the prescription, according to Grandma.
Yeah, according to Grandma.
Right. Which
That's
is
what
not
I
at
didn't
all
understand.
what Candace said. So
Exactly.
is that how Hunter ended up at the house? He went back to bring Grandma back to the house, maybe? Did she ever say anything about that?
No, she didn't tell me. She said that that Hunter on their way home, Hunter went with them. She did not even mention to me that they waited on Grandma's medicine.
Right.
She
Hmm.
told me they went swimming while they waited on Grandma's medicine.
Right. Which is what she told the world. But Grandma didn't seem to be at the swimming hole. That's what made me think that maybe they brought her back. So it would make sense if they dropped Hunter off, if she dropped Hunter off at 2:30,
Right.
that Grandma wasn't with them. Who do you have any idea who took that video? Because to me, it doesn't sound like Grandis.
To who?
To
What video?
the milk video.
Um, I honestly don't know, but it does not sound like Grandis.
It doesn't sound like her at all to me. It sounds like Hunter to
No.
me, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, y'all. But I wonder if I'm thinking out loud right now. Sorry, I'm veering off of my questions. Um, I, I'm wondering if from the prescription she took Grandis home, and her and Hunter and Summer went to the swimming hole, and maybe she gave something to Summer so that her and Hunter could have a little time to make her sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. Okay. All right. I'm thinking out loud. Okay. Let's go. Let me get back to where.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Um, so you have received a lot of backlash for speaking out, correct?
Correct. Correct. I have
And
threats,
can you
all kinds of
please,
stuff.
yeah, can you please tell people what your motive for speaking out is?
My motive for speaking out after, well, first it was to take up for Candus. But then when I told everybody that grandma was back, Candace ended it, and that's when I just told everything. I want Summer found.
Me too.
Summer deserves justice. She's a precious baby.
She is. She is. And, I want to personally thank you for coming out because up until you spoke out, we knew very little about the dynamics in that home. To me, you were giving Summer a voice.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that because I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got so much hate for coming out about this.
I know, but I don't think that your intentions were ever um, to do harm.
No.
I think personally, from my opinion and from the way, because I tried to listen to you too, I feel like you really do care about Summer, and you really do want her found.
Right. I
And
do.
did it
My
bother you?
husband
Sorry?
and my husband kept telling me it's time to back away. It's time to back away. And I was like, because at first it was like we was thinking they were innocent, and then when
Mhm.
things started going along and everything like that, it was like when we started thinking otherwise, he was like, back away, Jenna, back away, Jenna.
Okay. And how did it make you feel for them not to have any emotions towards their missing child? How did it make you feel?
Really bad. I mean, because I know a lot of people have mental issues, but this is your baby. These are
Mm,
your children. You
correct.
know, I don't think a person with the most insane mental capacity would, besides someone that would hurt their child, would be like not have any emotion towards them losing their child and losing all their other children.
Right. A- And so after they lost the boys and Summer's missing, there would be like a group of women that would come up and they would do cookouts at night
Yes,
and
they would
drink.
do. Yes, and they would burn the food. And Don will be complaining because they burnt the food because they were all drunk.
Okay. Were you ever FaceTiming with her when that was going on?
I was.
And how were they behaving? Were they like laughing and carrying on, or
Oh
was
yeah,
it
they were all laughing, carrying on, having a good time. You know,
okay? How did that make you feel?
and it made me feel really bad. Like, dude, your daughter's missing. Like,
Right.
I asked her. I said, I would ask her all the time. Have you talked to the, law enforcement? Have you talked to TBI? She would tell me no. If they
Right.
wanted me, they'll come to me.
Right. And I want you to know that I personally think that you were incredibly brave for coming out because we all know how cruel YouTube can be.
Oh yeah.
And I know that hi Shay, you've shared a lot of your videos about bullying and How has all the bullying affected you?
To be honest with you, at first, it really got to me. Um, you know, and to be honest with you, I'm still getting it, but all I can do is laugh about it because I am who I am. Um,
Have you had people come to you and say, thank you for talking for Summer? Because until you spoke out, we weren't getting any answers. It was like still water. Has
I've had people to thank me, but most of it is nothing but hate, and I've literally got threats. Um, it's went real life on me. Um, but
and what is it that people seem to be angry at you about for speaking out?
no, because they say that I betrayed Candace.
So the way I take that in the way that I think is if they're angry at you for speaking out, then they're more worried about Candace's feelings than finding our baby Summer.
Yeah. They say that what type of friend betrays a friend? She trusted me, and then they showed me a video of her crying because I betrayed her, and they're making fun because they're like,
You okay? Are you
"Child."
are you
But
okay?
yeah, I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry, y'all. Um,
Well, but I have to ask those people then so if Candace directly came out and told you I hurt my daughter, would they expect you to just be quiet? Because it's the same thing.
right.
It's the very same thing because you were trying to give insight, any little insight that might could lead us to find Summer, instead of them saying thank you for speaking up and letting us know what was going on. They're coming at you with hate.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Oh
I
yeah.
know, I can tell by talking to you, and we've talked for a while now,
Yeah.
that you still do care about Candace, don't you?
I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do.
Yeah.
Just because I told the story of what I've seen and what I know does not mean I don't care for her. I do. But I'm not gonna lie about what I seen. I'm not gonna lie about what I heard. I'm not gonna lie about how I feel. I wish, and like I told, I have never in my life done like been involved. Sometimes I wish I could take it all back and not have even inserted myself into Candace's life, but I
Hmm.
can't. But I can't.
Right. Well, if you had it to do over and you had reached out to Candace and saw all the things that you saw, if you could go back and do it again, would you speak out again?
Yeah, I would.
Good for you. Good for you. I think that you gave Summer her first voice, honestly. And your voice has not been a drunken voice, and you did the right thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I have a lot of people here saying, Jenna's spoken the truth. You did the right thing. Haters going to hate. You
Thank you.
know, must be a sad existence. I'm sorry, Jenna. You didn't betray a friendship. I've always respected Jenna. She's forthcoming. Candace has no loyalty to anyone, not even her children.
And that's sad. Your loyalty goes to your children.
Right. And it should. I mean, you give birth to these children. You're supposed to protect them. And I understand that they're all wrapped up in the addiction thing, and that does. and she's been addicted to drugs and alcohol most of her life.
She has.
Did she say when she started using alcohol or drugs? What age?
At 16.
16. And do
Yeah.
you know what she was using?
Meth and weed. Um, it was them two, and also she is the only. She drinks her whiskey because that's what she likes. She prefers whiskey over anything.
Right. Do you think that if someone came into her life that she would leave with them and leave Dawn?
I asked her to come with me.
And she wouldn't do it.
No, I told her I would break. My house was humongous. I mean, I told her, I said, look, we'll let CPS know where you're at. We'll let law enforcement know where you're at and everything. The day she said that Dawn would have something to do with Summer being gone, I said, go to the police department. We'll get this taken care of. You come stay with me. I have plenty of room in my home.
Right.
And she's like, that she says she's not going to leave. And plus, if she goes to the police department, she's going to go to jail.
Right. Right. Has there ever been a time in her life, if you know this answer, that she wasn't with a man?
No, I
And
don't think she has been without a man.
right. And what did she say about um, her experiences in the carnival? Was she ever abused there?
She was. She was.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, I mean, besides the drug use
Right.
and the men, and also her children's father.
Okay. So her first well, I don't think they were ever married, not by records anyway. Do you know how long they were together?
I don't know.
Were they still together after they lost the kids? Do you know that?
They were.
Okay. And her and Dawn met in Arkansas, right?
Yes, correct.
And I heard that Grandis abandoned her in Arkansas, and she was on the streets. Do you know if that is true?
I did not. She didn't tell me that. She just told me that her mom left her with her stepfather.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I hope this doesn't bring too much emotions to you, but if if you see all these people's comments, you're brave. We appreciate you. You gave Summer a voice. I hope you see all this. Um, Lots of love and respect from me and my chat, and I thank y'all, chat. I really do thank you. If Candace was listening right now, is there something that you would like to say to her or for her to hear you say?
Hold on a minute.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Just take a deep breath. I'll read this. Charlie Girl says it would have been easy for Jenna to tuck her tail and disappear, but instead, Jenna stood in. Hold on, I gotta click. It's fixing to go away. I gotta put it up here. Stepped in and taken all the hate in the name of our sweet summer. I say, I say, what a warrior. And I say the same thing. I thank you, Jenna.
If she watches this, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Candus, I want you to know that I love you. And only you can save Summer.
We're all here for you.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. I was afraid that question would probably get you. And honestly, Jenna, and she may not know this now, but you've actually been a true friend, because a true friend doesn't encourage her to continue doing the same thing she's always done. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said in some of my lives or some of my videos, that if these people who are supporting Candus really support Candus, they would be encouraging her to go into rehab, to get counseling, and do the things that'll be good for Candus.
Exactly.
And instead of, just trying to say, you didn't do it, you didn't do it, you do it.
Exactly.
I mean, I would like to see Candus get help. I mean, she's got deep rooted hurts and pains from her childhood.
She
And
does.
until she fixes that and addresses those and learns to love herself, I don't see how she can learn to love anyone else.
Exactly.
You know? So I hope that people will stop harassing you and beating you up for speaking out for Summer.
It's okay. I'm going to get it regardless,
I hope not. I hope that people will listen to this and say, you know what? Maybe I was too hard on Jenna.
Did you work? How long?
Hold on a second.
Okay. I think she's doing amazing. I know I've asked her a lot of.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
I know I've asked you a lot of hard questions.
No, you're fine.
And people are
Thank you all for your love.
Huh?
I said thank everybody for the love and support.
Oh, you got it here for sure. And I have a lot of respect for you for speaking out. I mean, you could have done what some people wanted you to do and just turned a blind eye, but that's what so many people in Summer's life has done, is turned a blind eye.
I know.
And you didn't.
Where the girls? Girls.
Look at this. You're Summer's hero. KW71.
Thank you.
A strong warrior. A great person. You're awesome. And we've talked off and on, and once I started my channel, I know we lost a little bit of contact there, but I always respected you for doing that and speaking up, and I hope that people will stop the abuse.
I'm kind of used to it now. I'll probably get more after tonight, but it's okay. I mean, it's not going to be no worse than what it's been.
Well, if you do, put me on your panel and I will definitely speak my mind. Because you know what? Whether anybody agrees with you or not, they don't have the right to abuse you in any way.
And it's not about no reward money.
It's
It's
not,
not.
I know that.
It's not about no reward money at all. It's about finding a baby.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's a sad day when Candace's friend, and I'm talking about you, Candace's friend wants her daughter found more than she does.
Yeah. I would try to push her to go and look and ask, but she wouldn't.
Because she's scared she's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You see what Lick Lick Pop said?
Yeah, I know. I'm no victim. Exactly. Yeah, people try to say that I play like I'm the victim. I'm not a victim.
I think it took a lot of courage to come out. And I think that by Candace asking you to go on panels and kind of mediate for her, it was kind of cowardly and not being a very good friend to you because she shouldn't have put you in that position.
Yeah. That's
And
the only reason I came to YouTube was because Candace sent me.
I remember. And I do want to point out again at the top of the chat that I did, against Jenna's wishes, put her Cash App up there. So if anyone feels led, please, please, please donate to her. She did not have to come on here and open up these wounds and share all of this with us. She didn't have to do that.
And if y'all need to see the receipts, I got the receipts to show. Do not do that. Because I know people will say, oh, she's trying to make money off Summer. No, I'm not.
No, I did that on my own. She tried to talk me out of it, and I said, well, I will make sure that they know that you did not want me to do that, but I wanted to anyway. So if anybody wants to hate on her, just come hate on me. Do you feel like if anyone's got a question that you might can answer it? I think we covered a lot, so I don't know how many questions can be out there, but
Yeah, I can answer some questions if someone's got some.
does anyone have anything that I did not ask? That you would like to know?
Thank y'all for being here with me.
I agree with this wholeheartedly. No questions? Thank you, Shay. Your channel's pretty great too. We like it. I like it when you get off on a banter. She gets hot. She lets him have it. I like it. Take a hot bubble bath. Do something nice for yourself. You are Summer's voice and her angel.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for taking the time to share with us. I agree. No questions? Nobody has a question? Did we answer everything? Yes, Shay, it's pinned at the top too. Wow, did we really answer everything, Jenna?
I think so.
That's amazing. Yes, love Shay's safe spot place. Yep. Do you have a question, do RD? Is Jeez Louise in here? Did I miss you? Jeez Louise. That's like a thing over here. Jeez Louise. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
Did Candus ever mention Clyda Trent? That's an interesting question because actually it shows in the deed records that Dawn bought the property off of her for like a silly low amount of money. Did she ever mention Clyda Trent?
No, I've never heard that name before.
Okay. Anyone else? You're really going to rant tomorrow? Yes. Yeah, we gotta, there's so many of us out here that are survivors of domestic violence. I am too, Shay, SA. And, I have been, I'm gonna pin this so I can get back to that. Whoops. I have been using my platform to kind of like expose all of this ugliness that's in the world. And I didn't really realize it was such a problem until little Summer came up missing, you know? So I try to use my platform over here to expose where I see, things that I see, if you didn't know that.
Zero has a question.
Let's see. The grand jury meets in April in Tennessee. That's interesting. Maybe we'll see some movement in this case. Thank you, Jenna. Just hold your head up. You did the right thing.
Thank you.
You did. I hope you know that. Do you know that?
I do. Coffee talk.
Yeah, you do know that you did the right
What was
thing.
it? I know I did.
Okay.
Coffee talk with Shani has a question as well.
Oh, where? Oh. Sorry.
And also do our duty.
Oh, what did I miss?
Go
What
up
was the
before.
point? What was the point that you knew something was off with the parents? I think we covered that a little bit, but do you want to elaborate on that again?
Yes. Well, besides them having no reaction, no remorse, no brokenness, and when that phone call was made to Mary, that's when I knew something was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they was laughing about it. It was just crazy. And do our duty. I don't know if they were living apart when Summer got gone.
I don't see his question. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there was some talk about him staying at the job site because he wasn't supposed to be around the boys, is what it was. So, um, let's see. Okay. Well, we're
What
not
would I say?
in that area, but they would like to know, where would you search for Summer?
I don't want to disclose that information on a public platform.
Okay. Maybe you could talk to me behind the scenes.
I can tell you behind the scene, and you can have them email you.
Okay. Okay, that'd be good. I'd appreciate that. Might go look myself. Who knows? You never know about me. So I don't think. Okay. Shay, this girl allegedly was Crystal, and I did ask her if Candus had ever talked about Crystal to her, and she hadn't. So
I don't know who that is.
Do you think, because we did hear, I don't know if you heard, oh, I think you did hear. Do you
That was
think,
me.
yep, do you think that she was spotted at that motel?
That was me who called.
Right. That's right. Because there was you've got some ties with people that were actually like there at that time. Do you think
Actually, I am here. I'm here.
do you think that Summer was in that motel?
That wasn't Summer. They found out it wasn't her.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, that's good to know. Um, yeah. Yes, yes. Crystal is the one that had a child with David Britt.
Yeah, I don't even know
Um,
who that.
we talked about this a little bit earlier. Why was CPS called? Do you wanna touch on that just real quick again, or
Why was CPS called on them?
yes, on the why the boys were taken? Candus gave one story and then another. So
Well, at first she said because it wasn't safe for them being there, I think. And then later come to find out that they failed, or both her and Don both failed a drug test.
right, Mandy, are you saying that? Oh, sorry, sorry. I see. um, so, any other questions? We've got a comment here. Yes, if you will let me know that, Jenna, I would
I will.
appreciate that later.
I'll text it to you, and I don't want to disclose that here because I don't want nothing
Yeah,
to get wrong.
I don't want you to have any backlash, at all.
Yeah.
At all. So if anyone comes to you, um, just would you please direct them over here? And because I'm the one asking the questions, and I'm the one that asked you to come up here and talk to me, and I appreciate the fact that you did. I really do.
Thank you.
Anyone
Yeah,
else?
this will be
Part
the last time I speak, y'all. I won't speak on this case no more. But
I
I just
figured
just
that,
pray that
and
Summer's found.
yeah. And I don't think any of us blame you either. I mean, you've been drug over and over and over the coals for months and months and months.
Summer
Do
will be found.
you think Summer will be found?
Yeah, she'll be found.
I don't know that they would have released this information, whether the boys had been tested for drugs. It's
No, I
possible.
didn't. I didn't know that. They wouldn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll let you go. Thank you, Jenna. You've got all
Yes,
my
sure.
respect and love.
TBI and FBI know everything that I know.
Awesome.
But I thank you
Well,
so much for having me.
thank you, Jenna. I appreciate it. And just before you go, her once again, her 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 channel is pinned to the top, and her Cash App. If you feel led, please make a donation to her. She has really been raked over the coals for months and months and months, just trying to do the right thing for Summer. So let's show her some love, huh?
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks, Jenna.
Thank you so much.
You have a
Yeah,
good night.
y'all too, and I'll text you that location, what I'm talking about, and then
Okay.
yeah. But y'all all
You're
have a good night. Thank y'all so
you're
much.
you're brave.
Oh, when did I talk to TBI before I came out? Before I came out and spoke on YouTube, they knew everything.
People are wishing you nothing but love.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank y'all.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. I'm so thankful. Um, I'll throw this. I'll throw this in chat if anyone wants to just come up and make a comment about anything you heard, or uh, just a comment or anything. I'll give y'all a few minutes before I get off here. If anybody wants to say anything at all, here's your chance. And I just do want to thank Jenna so much. I knew that this would be very hard for her. I knew it would be. She is inspirational. Yeah. And people, like I said, people have been attacking her for months now, and I wanted just I knew this would be the last one she ever talked on, but I wanted to let her get it out one last time in its entirety, and I tried to cover it from start to finish. So thank you, Jenna. Thank you, chat, for being so incredibly supportive and loving and caring, and I just really appreciate that a lot. It says a lot about each and every one of you. It really does. BK don't even know who I am. Well, hey, let's see if I can add you up here, Trina. How are
Hey there,
you?
how you doing?
Good. How are
Just praying
you?
for. I'm okay. I've just been worried about Summer since this whole thing started, and I've been praying for her. I've been dreaming about her. It breaks my heart that parents could be that ruthless.
I agree 100%. I have
Candace,
lost
sorry,
so
go ahead.
much sleep over this baby.
Yeah, I can hardly sleep. The doctor had to give me sleeping meds just so I can get to sleep and stay that way. It's just so
Yeah.
sad. I was an
Yeah.
abused child. I come from a set of parents that were both alcoholics and non-existent. So I feel her pain. And I was also essayed and abused. So, her pain is my pain. Her pain is everyone's pain,
Agreed.
and
And
it just has to.
I
I
bet
want to
that
see
this is
Candace in jail.
yes, I bet this has really brought back a lot of emotions for you, because you can relate
It
to.
brought back a lot of pain, a lot of anger,
Yes,
because, you have to understand this case has gone on far enough. It's gone on way too long. Something should have been done.
I
Even if they
agree.
didn't find Summer by now. I mean, look at Orrin and Orson West. They
Yes.
locked up those parents without a body. They've done it to was that the little girl Michaela? Is that what her name was?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
why isn't Candace sitting in a jail cell? She's up there having sex with a 14-year-old boy. I mean, that's been said, and I believe Jose, by the way. He's
Yes.
got no reason to lie. We're both from New York, and I know we tell it like it is.
Yes, I agree. I think there's some truths in there. I'm not sure. I know that
I don't
he
know how much truth, but a lot of it made sense. If
right.
you remember what I'm sorry, can I just get this out before I forget?
Go right ahead.
You remember when he talked about the kitten being thrown to the dogs?
Yes.
The reason I believe that, if you remember a couple of months back, someone stated, I forget where I heard it, that Dawn had set a cat on fire in the house.
Right. Right.
Remember,
That
if you
was
go
Jenna.
back,
That was
that's
Jenna.
right. It was Jenna, wasn't it? And
Yes,
I
it was.
remember that. I write everything down when I hear it because I'm also intuitive and I like to see if I can pick up anything that I can.
Right.
And that is true. Because
I,
why would she say that about Jose, say it about a kitten, and Jenna say it about him burning a cat? He sounds sadistic to me.
yes. Yes, he doesn't have a lot of feelings
He
unless it's
doesn't have
about
any
him.
emotion.
No.
He's narcissistic.
Yes, he is.
And Candace, I don't know what to make of her.
I know. I know.
It's sick.
It is. I mean,
And Benny Keys, I just want to slap him. I'm serious. If you put me in front of him right now, I will slap him so hard his whole head will spin around like The Exorcist. He
Yeah.
he just makes me sick.
There's so many inconsistencies in this case. I don't see how people can be so 100% matter of fact they are innocent, you know?
I don't believe that they're innocent at all. Even if it was an accident, even if it was, why didn't she call the police? Why didn't she call for help? She had something to hide.
Right, right.
Look, I'm not going to say that I was parent of the year. I wasn't. I made mistakes. But there's never been a time when my children ever had an accident or gotten sick where I did not take them to the emergency room.
Exactly. Yes,
You know,
yes.
we all make mistakes as parents. Being a mom or dad does not come with a handbook, but it's
That-
common sense and compassion and love for your child.
yes, yes. And, even though people go through different things in their childhood, you always want better for your own children, right?
Absolutely. I could never abuse my children, no matter what. If I couldn't deal with them, I know that there's people that can. I could hand them to a family member or someone else. And I've had to do that with one of mine because she was out of control and I didn't want to hurt her. So I'm not going to say that, there's always a way. If Candace didn't want that little girl, there were millions of people, obviously, that would have taken her.
Oh, I would have taken her.
I would have.
Yeah.
That little girl captured the hearts of the entire world. And it's sad that everyone loves her more than her own parents.
Yeah, she really has. It's amazing when you look at this entire group of people that have come together, uh, really sincerely loving and caring about this little
Yes.
girl.
And I also
It,
wish the creators would stop fighting. It's making me sick to my stomach. It's disgusting.
oh, I know.
It's sad. This is not about them. It's not about their pockets and how much they can make off of this. This is about finding a little girl that has been brutalized by her own family and let down.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
blame CPS too, because CPS has a job to do. And even if Candace didn't let them in the house, they were supposed to go get the police and kick the door in.
Well, that's what I said not just a few nights ago. I said, if she didn't come to the door, then they should have called the police, got the police over there, and got into that house. If they thought that,
Exactly.
yeah,
That is their.
exactly.
I have a friend that works for CP. Well, they don't call it CPS in New York City. It's called ACS,
Mhm.
Administration for Children's Services, and that's exactly what they do over there. If they come to your house and you don't answer the door, and they have a suspicion after the second visit, they will get the cops and they'll come back with what they call an emergency warrant.
You're right. Exactly.
I know this,
Yep.
so I want to know. What did ACS do? They didn't do their job either, and I don't want to hear that they're underfunded. If they had enough money to get in the car and go over to that house, they could. All it takes is a phone call to get a warrant or a cop.
Exactly. Exactly.
Excuses. I don't want to
And
hear their excuses.
I know. I know. Because
Everybody fails her.
if they
Jody Sue
had,
knew. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's right. I do think that there is a lot of people in that area that knew what was going on. I mean, people have seen
And
things.
they did nothing, and they're just as guilty as the parents that hurt that child.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. Yeah.
It's sick. It's like standing there and watching somebody get stabbed, and you don't at least call for help. Jody Sue
It-
knew what was going on. She's up there making money on YouTube. Benny Keys is an idiot. He's what, a meth head? Probably a crackhead. He's got Candace up there looking like an idiot, drunk on YouTube on her videos. It's sad.
yeah. Yeah.
The case that Jenna was talking about with the grand jury, is that about in April? Is that about Summer or Jeannie?
Well, someone in the chat had mentioned that, and that's an interesting thought. I don't know. It's
Okay.
not very far off. I mean, it could be either or both. We don't
Yeah.
know.
They're gonna find Summer sooner than people realize, and they're gonna when they find her, I know it's gonna blow up a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff we don't already know is gonna come out.
I agree with you.
I don't think she was sold, and I don't think she was trafficked. I think either her mother lost her temper drunk and accidentally hit her too hard, or I don't believe the story that she ran off by herself. I don't see that. She had no shoes on. I'm looking at that terrain on the map. There's
Yeah.
no way that she would have ran that far away with no shoes on in that terrain without being found or left some kind of a blood trail or something getting cut on her feet. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I think that there would be, in my opinion, I think that there would have been a lot more hits by the dogs if she
Exactly.
wandered away. They would be able to follow her trail, not just a footstep. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I really believe in my heart, and I hate to say this because it's sad and it's really heartbreaking. I believe Candace lost her temper drunk and hurt Summer.
There is so much. There's so many possibilities to this. It's mind-boggling.
It hurts.
It does.
Summer was the one that got hurt. Well, we're feeling her pain with her.
We are.
The day that they
And
find that little girl and I see them slap them cuffs on Candace, I'm going to scream. I'm going to go down. I live all the way in Pennsylvania, and I swear to you, I will make my way down to Hawkins County, Tennessee, just to watch it. I don't even drive a car, and I will find a way to get down there just to watch them slap the cuffs on her.
yeah, yeah. I think, and someone commented here that they think that on my way out says, I think H knows because he was traumatized.
He knows something.
Yeah,
That's why Candace went back to Allie's house to question him.
yeah, yeah. That was kind of odd, wasn't it?
Now they got him in what they call a residential treatment facility because they don't want anybody questioning him. They want to get his temper under control. Not
Yeah,
only that, they give the police a chance to know where he's at all times so they can talk to him. I want to know what the boys have to say. I know they got an earful to tell.
oh my gosh, don't you know? I don't know if we'll
I
ever
want to
really
hear.
hear that them being minors, but I know 100% that they have had to have talked about some of this stuff.
They had to. I mean, for what I'm hearing, the boys don't even want to go back home. And since Dawn's been locked up, what effort has Candace made to go visit them? None that I know of.
Yeah, I wonder. I wondered when she showed when she was on her live in the hotel room that if she wasn't over there. I heard that the boys were a couple hours away. I wondered, if she was over there trying to see them.
I doubt it. Remember a while back, she was complaining about Dawn. I'm sorry, my hair is what I just took. Her and Dawn were complaining about the visits being so far away that they didn't want to go back there. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Candus actually told Jenna that the boys told Candus that they didn't want to come back home.
And they don't. Who would want to go back to that?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm praying for all of them. I'm praying that those boys get adopted into a good, loving, safe, caring home where they can be nurtured. And I'm praying to God Almighty that Summer is found alive.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that she will be, but whatever the situation is, she's better off without them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I just I want her I want her found because
I do
not
too.
knowing is very hard.
That's the
And
painful part, not knowing.
it's very I don't like to think of things that she could be going through or
Yeah, I
anything
try
like.
not to go there. Don't take
Yeah,
yourself there. It'll eat you alive.
yeah, I try
You
not to
have
do
to keep your
that.
own mental health safe too, you know?
But even if it was an accident and they took and disposed of her, that's criminal. Don't you love your child?
Absolutely.
Don't you love your child more than to just discard her somewhere like she
Well,
was
remember,
nothing?
they all said that she was jealous of Summer.
I believe
And
that's
maybe they
true.
discarded her body if she is passed on to hide the essay from Dawn.
Yeah,
But what
exactly.
they don't realize is even if they find only bones, remember, she's a small child. If
Yeah,
she's been penetrated, I hate to say it like that. Forgive me, everybody. I don't mean to, it's trigger warning. If
yes,
she's been penetrated, her pelvic bones will be open. They'll know.
right, Right.
Even with no evidence, they'll know by her hymen.
Right. I certainly hope that she's found soon. I
You know,
mean,
sorry.
it's okay.
There was another thought that I had too with Grandis, the grandmother disappeared shortly after that. I'm wondering if she didn't take evidence and discarded it when she left town.
That ran through my head 100 times. She could have just drove right on out of here because I
And
don't think
nobody would
that,
have been the wiser.
no, and I don't think that they did like a forensic search on the vehicles. I
They
mean, I
should
have,
have, because Summer was in both vehicles. Ronnie
right.
Lawson did a Ronnie Lawson did a crap job. I'm sorry to say that. I don't know the man personally,
Yeah.
but he seems more concerned about politics than he is about the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's more of a political sheriff than he is a hands-on to me. I don't know him. I don't know enough about him. But that's just my opinion.
You're right. I think, yeah, I know.
I'm just praying for Summer and those
I
boys.
think that like YouTube has, I agree with you, Mandy. I do too. I think that Candus met Dawn that day. But I think that YouTube keeping Summer's name out the way that it has, and the fact that TBI is involved in the FBI, that it's putting enough pressure on Hawkins County that they can't just
Absolutely.
sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I agree, because if they weren't involved, I believe that this would have went into a cold case.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I know that YouTube itself has created a lot of problems for them, the TBI and all I'm speaking
Yeah.
of.
But they're
But
smart. They'll be able to weed out the crap from the truth, you know?
and like I said, the one thing that I think that YouTube's been successful in doing is keeping Summer's name out there and pressure on them to solve this.
Yeah, even the idiots that are up there, because regardless, Summer's name is still being brought up. So that keeps her name out there. You know, it's one
Yeah.
way or another. Her name is out there. I'm sharing it all over my Facebook page. I'm
Yeah.
sharing it on Instagram. Anybody that I know, I'm screenshotting her photograph, sending it to friends and family across the country.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Well,
what I can. I can't do much.
Well, I think that's all that we're all the one thing about YouTube is like when so many people are like fighting with each other, we all want the same thing. We all want Summer found.
Yeah, but
That's
some of them just want the money from her, and that's what bothers me.
Oh, I hope that's not true.
There's a lot of them out there. Look at Benny Keys. Look at Candus. They're all making money. Trish Jenkins was up there for a while, missing but not forgotten. First, she started off like she cared about Summer. Then all of a
Oh
sudden,
my gosh.
here comes her dead son's what is that, grave?
Yeah, the
Your
gravestone.
son's
Yeah.
been dead for 2 years. You had plenty of time to go out there and buy him a headstone. They don't cost that much.
Yeah, exactly. And TT says, I didn't know about child essay until Summer. And I've been through domestic violence myself. I mean,
Myself included.
an extreme case. But Summer has opened my eyes and to a lot of things. And if that's all that I do is like bring awareness so that we are
Absolutely.
talking about it with each other, so that maybe in us talking about it, if we see something wrong in public, then we can say, wait a minute, that doesn't look right.
Right.
Let's call 911.
And
Even
not
if
only
we're
that,
wrong.
there might be other people out there watching this channel or others that are not even aware that they're being abused. Remember, to some people, if that's all they know, to them it's normal. So they may not even realize that they're in that type of situation until they start talking or hearing other people's story, and maybe we can reach one of them as well.
Right.
Or other children or other adults, whoever.
Or give them enough strength to speak up.
Absolutely. I've been brutally battered as a child, as an adult, until I just decided, you know what? I've had enough. And people have to know when enough is enough. And these days, it's not like when I was younger. I'm 63. When I was younger, there were no programs to help children or adults in that situation. Now there is. So people need to reach out and ask for help if they need it.
Right.
You know, some people can, some people are too afraid to, and I get it. The abuser gets so far in your head that you think that he's God
Right.
and that he can do anything. And I get it. I've been there.
Yeah, I think that it's such a generational thing with Dawn's family and Candus's family that it's become normal to them, like you said, and unfortunately, these kids have grown up in that, and they don't even. It's
Yeah.
and
I remember when I was 6 years old, I remember telling my social worker that I was being sexually and physically abused. And she just said, don't tell anybody. What? I made sure. Yeah, she told me don't tell anybody. The first thing I did when I went to school was tell everybody.
My gosh.
Yeah. They used to want to keep it on the hush hush back then. They didn't care.
Exactly.
It was all about money.
Yeah. Well, we can't let that go on anymore. I mean, do you know who Grady Judd is?
Yes.
I love this man.
I do too. He's amazing.
He is like my hero for real.
Yours and mine both. I would love to meet him in person and just give him a hug.
If other sheriffs would just take the interest that he has, the whole world could be changed.
Yes. He really cares about his community in Polk County. I mean, you can tell. He goes above and beyond. He's amazing.
He is.
Ronnie Lawson can learn from him.
Well, all of them. I mean, in 6 days, he busted 108 people.
I know. And one of them was a judge. Ain't that something?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. One of them is a retired judge. The four guys that work for Disneyland. Yeah. And then they said that one of them is a retired judge.
And there was another one that is a father of 8, and he left his child at the soccer field so that he could go and do his little shady.
That's disgusting. They need to castrate him.
Yeah.
They need to just give me the knife. I'll do it.
I know, right?
I won't lose any sleep. Let me tell you, I'll do it, go home, eat my dinner, and go to sleep like nothing happened.
Yep. Agreed.
I mean, I know that sounds graphic, but hey.
No, I know.
People that beat on children, anybody that hurts a child, an elderly person, or an animal, to me, I'll have no problem.
Yep. Yeah.
Male or female, I don't care who it is.
Yep. Yep.
It's funny because in New York, they used to call me Hurricane Katrina. And somebody made a joke. She said, I knew you were going to destroy the world one day when Hurricane Katrina came out. And I said, let me tell y'all something. If that was me, all of y'all would have been gone. The only ones that would have survived were the children, the elderly, and the animals. I would have wiped all of you out. They were rolling. Just give me the kids, the animals, and the elderly, because they're the ones that need the love the most. They're the ones that are the most neglected.
Yeah.
They can't care for themselves.
Yeah. And it's really, to me, it's really bothersome is not the right word. Infuriating is not the right word. I'm not even sure if there is a word.
There isn't. I can't even find one.
That these adults are hurting children. It bothers me on a deep, deep level.
I get such rage.
Yes.
That's I have PTSD. So when I hear about stuff like that, I just get this overwhelming emotion that I have to, stop and center myself and breathe. Yeah. Because I want to go looking for them. I do.
Yeah.
And I'm that type. I'll get up and throw on some army boots and some comfortable pants and a hoodie and go looking for them. That's just me.
Yeah.
I have a very protective nature.
Yeah, I do too.
And children are the victims. Oh, look at all these parents killing their kids. I don't get it. Why?
I don't understand it either, because
across the country, it's not just Summer. It's Orrin and Orson, and then Michaela, and then these other parents across the country. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
I know. So many of us would take any of those children.
Please, in a heartbeat. But I do believe that Dawn did throw that kitten to the dogs. Because Jenna, I remember when Jenna said that he was drunk and he lit the cat on fire on the kitchen table. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 63, not senile. I remember
Yeah.
everything.
Unless us as citizens demand more from our police enforcement and judges, I don't know
You
what
know,
the answer
President
is.
Biden needs to step up too. He could also do something about this too. He could make certain laws. He could write executive orders. He's too concerned about what's going on in another country. Don't get me wrong. I feel very bad for Ukraine. My heart goes out to them, but we got enough problems in our own backyard.
We do, but that can also turn around and hit home for us. They could shoot a missile over here and 30 minutes.
He's look at we have to look at this. The Arabs already hate us. China can't stand us. Russia doesn't like us. We don't need to warn Ukraine for them to do that. They're going to do it eventually anyway.
Yeah.
I say let's clean up our own backyard before we try. Yeah, send the missiles over there. Help them in any way you can. But if you're going to send all those military people over there, let them fight.
Yeah.
I say put a bullet in Putin and just be done with it.
I do too.
I got flagged on Facebook for that, for saying that, but that's the truth.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
committing war crimes again. Look what he did to those innocent babies at the maternity unit. Again, it comes down to children. People
And
are
then,
heartless. They have no soul.
yeah, and then there were people in a line waiting for bread, and he shoots them. It's ridiculous. It's
Man,
just we live in a heartless world, really.
I'm telling you, evil is taking over if we don't do something fast.
Yeah, and
Evil.
I believe that each one of us has a responsibility to be a small light in the world, whatever that
Yes,
may be. If
to be a beacon of light for something,
Yes.
for anything.
if you just never know when just a kind word to somebody can change their whole life or their whole day.
You're absolutely right about that. I had a neighbor that was he's very elderly, and he's a former vet. He's got no legs or anything. And every time I go to the store, I always make sure he's okay. And he comes up to me one day in his chair. He could barely speak. He goes in his raspy little voice, "I love you. Nobody cares about me like you do." I said, "Well, I do." If everybody just took one day, if we made it a national holiday for us, everyone in the world, or even in this country, to do one day to do something nice for a neighbor, even if it's your enemy, watch how fast it would flip the script.
Yeah.
Just one day, everything can turn around. Enemies can become friends. Rivals can become allies.
I do. I think we should end it on here. We are at 2 hours and 13
Okay. Well,
minutes.
thank you for hearing me out.
You are very
Everybody out there
welcome.
watching this, please pray for Summer and pray
Yes.
for justice, please.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you,
Y'all,
sweetheart, for having me up here. Be safe.
you're very welcome. Everyone have a great night.
Everyone
I'll see
be
y'all again
safe.
soon. Okay, good night, y'all.